Has life in Pasadena been better or worse this year compared to last? We find out from Dr. Eric Walsh, Pasadena's Public Health Director, who joins us live in studio. We'll talk with him about the Quality of Life Index released today and a few other items in the news. Thanks for being here, Dr. Walsh.
Thank you for having me.
So the Quality of Life Index was released today. How's life in Pasadena? Is it better or worse?
Overall, the city of Pasadena really has seen some great improvements. For example, water quality remains excellent. Air quality has improved year over year for a long while, going back into the early 90s.
Do you drink from the tap?
I absolutely drink from the tap and have absolutely no problem with it, and saves me a lot of money.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's just a great example. But also, everything from the efforts around our school district and other things really are looking good.
Okay. Well, one of the things they talked about was health insurance, and it looks like Pasadena, the access to health insurance is, there are more Pasadena residents living without insurance than the rest of the country. That's 20% versus 15% in the rest of the countries. What leads to that kind of statistic?
Well, part of it is you may have a lot of people who move to a city like Pasadena because there are over 970 food establishments in the city. So it's a place where people without a lot of skill can come and get a job. So we think maybe part of that just is people are coming here and getting jobs that just don't provide health insurance.
Okay. So do you think, as far as with all the changes in healthcare, is that going to change in the future? Do you see that changing?
We absolutely hope so. We think that the Affordable Care Act can be a critical component to actually helping us to fill that hole. And so we're actually excited about what the opportunities are that are coming up here in the next year and a half, going into 2014.
Okay. What are some of the other highlights from the report, good and bad? What do you have for us?
Well, I mean, we were shocked that overall the number of people in the city with high school diplomas has gone down. That was one thing that we didn't want to see that.
And the dropout rates have increased as well.
Well, right? In a sense, yes. I mean, even though there are other ways that the city tracks it, they think that they're better. We overall are seeing a kind of in terms of education, a fall off in that regard. How many people are living in the city with high school diplomas? We are also, kind of surprised that pertussis rates in the area has swung way back up, and that has a lot to do with people taking exemptions to having their children vaccinated in school, which is a problem.
And that's, that was one of the things I was going to ask you about. Kids are going back to schools, but a lot of parents aren't following those immunization schedules. How do you encourage parents to stay on those schedules?
Today we celebrated our 120-year anniversary of the health department, one of only three cities in the state with their own health department. And 120 years ago, it was those vaccine-preventable diseases that were killing people. Mm-hmm. People don't see the effects of polio anymore. They don't see the effects of a lot of these diseases. They don't see children die from measles anymore. So they don't think that these diseases are that dangerous. They've actually begin to believe that the vaccines themselves are more dangerous, which is unfortunate.
So they think, with whooping cough, just with that word, they think, oh, well, I'll have a bad cough, but why would I need to get a vaccine for that? But it's much more dangerous than that.
Yeah, they don't understand that actually in the state we had 10 infants die during this epidemic from whooping cough. So it's a serious disease, and the reason everybody else has to be vaccinated is to protect the children the infants who can't be vaccinated in that first year of life.
Okay. Another thing that is a concern, I think, more to children and the elderly, the West Nile virus. There's been some mosquitoes and birds infected with the virus right in the area. What's being done about that? Is that really a big story, or is that just media sensitization?
Well, it's a bit of sensation, partly because it's bigger in other parts of the country right now. But here in our area, in the San Gabriel Valley, particularly in Pasadena, we've had no endemic cases of West Nile virus in a human in a very long while. And we, as the health department, do a lot of vector control efforts. We have multiple trucks that go out. We spray stagnant water. The police helicopters fly, and we find green pools.
Should we be scared about the sprays as well? Or?
These are very low toxicity, very healthy, comparatively speaking. Most people who spray Raid in their house are probably spraying stronger stuff than the stuff we spray, because it doesn't have to be strong. It just has to get rid of larvae. Okay. And the other thing, of course, you can come to the health department and get free mosquito fish. Put in your pond or your swimming pool, and they'll eat the larvae so that you don't get mosquitoes.
That's a smart thing. I didn't know about that. So thank you so much for bringing that tip up, and we'll have more from you. Hopefully you'll be able to join us and tell us more about that Quality of Life Index.
Thank you
for being here.